everyone, and welcome to another Monday Motivational Monday podcast. And I am your host, Joy Amore. Welcome to my channel. Right now, I am doing this in a podcast format. I am uploading it to YouTube every Monday. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, put your notification bell on so you know exactly when I have a video coming out. I always launch them as premieres, so that way it gives you the opportunity to sit and chat with me about the topic or the conversation, or you can just set it and forget it. Set up your phone, set up your computer, set up your smart TV, and you can just go on about your day and just listen. It doesn't require your full attention. I just require your ears. That's all. So again, thank you so much. If you are new, welcome. I just want you to know you are so appreciated, and I really want to thank everyone for supporting me thus far. So when I was coming up with ideas and thinking, what can I talk to the people about this week, which is something that I often do a couple of days before I decide to record, I was like, what can I tell them? And I always try to start at a place where I think, what can I tell myself? What am I dealing with? And as you guys know, I am new to social media and new to the YouTube world, and I'm really trying to reach for my queens. I'm looking for you. I'm wanting to make sure that I'm providing you with quality content, but I also, made a promise to myself at the beginning of this that I wanted to remain authentic, that no matter what happened, I was going to be authentic and be my authentic self. And I think at times, sometimes when we present ourselves as our authentic selves and we are rejected as our authentic selves, sometimes it makes us think, okay, so then that means I'm doing something wrong, or maybe this isn't for me, or maybe I should just stop or shut this down. But I think that, as you guys know, I talk a lot about courage versus confidence. This is where your courage has to step in. And all of you queens, I know, are courageous. I hear your stories. I hear your messages. And let me just take a moment really quick to say thank you. I want you to know that I hear you. I see your comments. I take time out of my day. I don't want you to wait. Every single time I see an alert or a comment pop up, I respond. I don't care. I mean, there's been times where there's been 300 and I want to make sure I'm like, okay, who is this? What are they saying? Is this Shawana? Is this Natasha? Is this Amanda? I know all of my lovelies. Is this my brown sugar? Who is this? What are they saying? Let me talk to them. I want to keep it that way because I really love and appreciate you all so much. So I just want to, take a minute to let you know that I'm listening to you. But anyway, let me get back on track. But the point that I was trying to make is that sometimes when we are being our authentic selves and we are presenting our authentic selves and we are rejected in that, the first thing for us to think is, okay, let's stop and let's not do this. We're doing something wrong. But this is when our courage comes into play. This is when, not confidence, but our courage. Because I don't think that we have to operate at a place where we're 100% sure about what it is that we're doing. No, I think that it's important for us to operate from a place that says, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not quite sure if it's going to work out, but I believe in myself enough to know that there's an experience that's worth having out of this, or there's an outcome that's worth going through the fire for, and I'm going to continue. And that can be anything. As you guys know, right now, for me, it's YouTube. In the past, it's been something as simple as going back to school. When my mother was alive, before my mother had passed away, I was a full-time caregiver for her. I was also working full-time, And I really, really wanted to go to school, to college, because I hadn't had an opportunity to finish, my first degree. And I just felt like that was a place where I thrived. That was a place that was just really important to me. And I wanted to be there. And I'm telling you guys, I went through hell and high water. First of all, things are set up to where I don't make enough money to get assistance or to get help, or no, I don't make enough money to necessarily afford paying college out of pocket, but I make too much money to get help. That was kind of like the situation that I was in. So I'm like, okay, this is going to require my attention. I'm going to have to work less. But yet I'm going to have to pay more money out. This is impossible. And then on top of that, there just kept becoming obstacles. I would apply for something and then they would lose my paperwork, or I would, make sure that I was meeting all my deadlines. And then they would say that my submission was incomplete. They would say that, oh, you don't have enough credits for this class, you didn't pass this class, you need to take this over. I mean, it was really nothing but a bunch of obstacles. But it came to a point where I literally, I started, instead of crying, because I'm just going to be transparent with you guys. Sometimes I don't cry in front of people, but I definitely cry alone. When I'm feeling down and I'm feeling like I don't think I'm going to make it past this, I don't see a way out, I cry because it's like I don't know what else to do. And I'm usually by myself somewhere, just usually by the lake. I like to go to the lake and I just cry by myself and I think this is not going to work. I don't see a way out. I'm very much in my head, And so thinking about it now, it makes me emotional because it was something that I wanted so bad. But I went from crying about it to when almost expecting things to go wrong. And when things went wrong, I started laughing. Y'all, I know that sounds crazy, but I'm serious. I went from crying about every little thing that was going wrong to literally laughing about it because I was like, I knew that this was going to happen. For example, I would get to class and a professor would tell, now mind you, I'm a chubby girl. Anyone who's been to school knows walking a campus ain't no small feat. So I've got my laptop. I've found a parking space. I've got my laptop. I've got my backpack. I've got my purse. I probably have a drink because I'm going to be thirsty. And I make and hump my chubby ass all the way to class for a professor to tell me, and mind you, I'm probably missing work, so I'm using my vacation time or my PTO time to go to class instead of actually taking a vacation like normal people. And I get all the way to class and the professor says, oh no, you're not on my list. Well, I don't know what to tell you because this is my class. I signed up for this class. It's on my I was laughing at him. I said, listen, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, what do you mean you're not in this class? I said, no, I'm in this class. You're on my schedule. I picked you. I signed up. I walked all the way down here. I'm fixing to sit here and you're about to lecture to me. And he said, well, you might not get a grade. I said, well, I might not, but I'm not leaving. And I laughed and he laughed because, no, they're just, so I think that what happens is courage is a muscle, right? Courage is a muscle, you guys. And I know that as plus size women, and I don't want to alienate anyone who's listening to this. So if you're not plus size, don't feel alienated. But I am a plus size minority woman. So I'm going to speak from that perspective. I believe what happens a lot of times as a plus size woman and as a woman in general is that we are told that we have to be confident. Oh, you got to be confident. Oh, you're so confident. No, I am not confident. And no, it's okay. You don't have to be confident. What is important is that we are exercising courage like a muscle, because that's what happens. We are faced with an obstacle. The first thing we want to do is what? Flight or fight, right? And usually it's not a fight. We want to flight. We out. I know for me, I'm out. The first time I'm dealing with something, because I've been through so much in my life, you guys. I've gone through so many things. I'm going to be 33 in December, 6 months to my 33, my 33rd birthday. It's like Jesus coming into their ministry, right? I'm coming into my ministry at 33 this year. And in that short period of time, I have been through so many things that I've often faced alone and then complained about being lonely. But it was my choice. That was how I was able to deal with those things. And in that time, I've just looked over, what is the secret? What is the formula from going from A to B and overcoming obstacles with as much, as least amount of resistance as possible? And what happens is listen, once something comes up, I'm like, listen, I don't want to deal with this. I've already dealt with so much. I have residual aggravation that's built up from before. I don't have time to keep going through this. But you know what? It's a muscle, and you have to build up your courage muscle. You don't have to build up your confidence muscle. And I get that question so much, Joy. How do I be confident? You don't. It's okay as a plus size woman, as a minority, as whoever you are, to face your challenge head on without confidence, because you're building your courage muscle. It's okay. For me, I am courageous. I feel like I am the most courageous person because I deal with things that I don't want to do. For example, YouTube. I love YouTube. I have cable. I have every single device. I've got 2 or 3 desktops, a laptop. I've got a smart, an iPhone. I've got all different kinds of electronic things that we can watch TV on. And I really don't watch TV. All I watch is YouTube. I love YouTube. And I've been watching YouTube for a really long time. It's something that I really, really enjoy. And I've always been looking for someone who looks like me. Someone who is not emphatically miserable, who's plus size but still has a life, who has a man, who gardens, or who goes to school, or who's a caregiver, or who has a great relationship with their siblings, or has a complicated relationship with their siblings, my brother probably would say. But I was looking for someone who's not on the couch eating Cheetos 24 hours a day, because that is the narrative, the depiction that they have in society and in the media of what being fat or being obese or being plus size is. You have no life, you have no ambition, you're not doing anything. And I wanted to see someone. I know that that's not true. I mean, how many of us know that these false narratives that are spent about about our marginalized community or our group that we belong to, we know that those things are not true. But that doesn't mean that we don't still want to see that representation. And for me, I wanted to see that representation, and I complained all the time. And I would find beautiful plus size girls, right? But they didn't have an apple-shaped body. They didn't have Michelin Man arms, right? Or maybe they were a part of the LGBT, or maybe they had, they were military wives. They had these amazing lives, right? But they just they didn't look like me. Maybe they were Spanish, or maybe they were, they were Caucasian, or, they just weren't quite me. And I would complain about it all the time. And my brother would say to me, Joy, why don't you do YouTube? Because he's a very much like problem solver, matter of fact type person. And for those of you who know, I talk about my brother a lot because he's my best friend. Don't tell him that because he's so annoying. But anyway, and 9 times out of 10, whenever he makes a suggestion, he's usually right. I don't think there's been a time where he's made a suggestion where he's been 100% wrong, but don't tell him that either. But anyway, so he kept saying to me, Joy, you can do this. You need to do YouTube. And he was talking about, doing mukbangs. And I was like, man, I don't want to I'm just going to sit here and complain about the fact that there are no short, bad bodied, black, fat girls on YouTube. And I'm just going to complain about it, but I'm not going to fix the problem. I'm not going to do YouTube because people are going to make fun of me, and I don't need that stress. And, they're going to hate on me, and I don't want to hear it. And I'm probably not going to be consistent with it, and I ain't got time for it. I got other things going on. And for years, at least 2 or 3 years, even while my mom was alive, he said, Joy, you really should think about doing YouTube. You could do it. And to the point of where he started sending me videos. He's like, Joy, now if this person can do it, why are you not doing YouTube? And then I would start talking about other stuff, and he was like, you gonna do YouTube? And he just kept talking about it so much until I was like, and I kept watching it, and I was like, I could do that. And the funny thing is that, just how, I want to tell you guys this. I get so emotional with these Motivational Mondays because every single time I get emotional, and every single time I say I'm not going to cry. And you know what? I'm such an organized type A personality that I always want to make a script for these. And every time I do, I end up not talking about what I plan on talking about. But I talk from the heart because these are things that I deal with, But I just want to tell you, just how you can have a seed of doubt and a seed of negativity, and that can act as a cancer and grow and grow and grow and overtake you. A seed of positivity can do the same thing. Because my brother told me so many times, Joy, you can do this. Joy, you can do this. Till my brain started doing it even when I didn't want to do it. Let me give you guys an example. So I have this, what I call my fat girl couch, right? And literally you can fit like 20 of me on this couch. And that's how I wanted it designed. When my brother comes over, my sister-in-law, when my family is here, I want everyone to be comfortable, right? But I started looking at my couch and I'm like, if I did do YouTube, or if I decided to do it, my house isn't really that big, and I don't really have nice things like everyone else has. And, I'm telling myself why I can't do it, right? But then myself, because my brother has planted that seed, he's encouraged me, that seed is starting to take root. So I'm looking at my living room and I'm thinking, well, it's not that bad. I could put a rug down, and maybe if I had some more pillows. So I'm at Target and I'm like, well, everyone knows me as Joy and Love. Everyone always calls me, the lovely Joy or Joy and Love. And I'm like, but that doesn't really sound good. And then I said, well, maybe Joy Amore, like, maybe Amore, or That's Amore, or maybe Joy Amore. That sounds good. And then I said, well, maybe my themes will be hearts, because I do love to, I love people, and I love to be very loving and encouraging. And then I'm at Target and I'm like, there's a heart pillow. If I did do this YouTube thing and I did record in my living room, maybe people wouldn't mind looking at a heart pillow in the background. But I'm still not doing it. But just in case, I'm going to buy it. And then I said, well, if I did do this stupid YouTube thing, I would need a way to record, and I would need a camera. So little by little, even though I still wasn't fully committed, that seed that was planted, that one little seed of positivity or encouragement that was planted, started to grow. And I started to see, for whatever reason, a switch flipped in my brain, and I started to see how, well, maybe I could do this. I might could do this. And it went from maybe I can do this, or I might can do this, or maybe I should do this. Well, I'm going to try this. Then it went to I can do this. Now, if you ask someone else that train of, me going from not doing YouTube to doing YouTube, if you talk to someone, they'll say, well, that really wasn't very confident. No, it wasn't. It wasn't confident at all. It was courageous, because I was scared. I'm still scared. I still sometimes look at my numbers and compare myself to other people, which is something that's a big no-no. I still sometimes think to myself, well, am I talking to myself? Is anyone really listening to me? Because, no one's really responding. Is this helping anyone? I still have those thoughts, but I'm doing it anyway, right? So listen, if I had to title this Motivational Monday talk, I'm trying to think what would I title it as, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to what it is, but I just really wanted to come and have a heart to heart with you guys. And I'm hoping that this helps to motivate you and get you through your week. And that I want you to know that it only takes a little seed of positivity. Sometimes we don't have those people that are great in our lives that can sow into us. And we have to go and we have to find a Monday motivation podcast. Or we have to find something as silly or corny as Tony Robbins, believe it or not. I've listened to him. I've listened to T.D. Jakes. I've listened to, Les Brown. I've listened to these people that, I'm making sure that I'm feeding my mind with these little tidbits of positivity because they grow. There are seeds that get planted, and if you consistently feed your mind with them, they will grow and they will help you to do just what you have to do with your courage. And your courage is a muscle. You have to exercise it, right? So you have to do it little by little by little by little. Don't put that false expectation on yourself that you constantly and consistently always have to be confident. You don't. Just be courageous. Do the best you can with what you have. Don't give up. No matter what you face, no matter what obstacle that you're faced with, you can do it. You will go from a point to where you're crying and you're sad and it's hard to you're almost going to expect something to go wrong. But no, that doesn't equal you giving up. That's the growth, right? That's the change. Yes, something happened. Yes, it wasn't what I expected. Maybe it didn't go how I wanted it to, but I didn't give up. So hopefully this meets you right where you are. I just want you to know I love you so much. I appreciate you. You're so valued. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen. Can you please share this Motivational Monday podcast with someone who needs to hear this word, because I think it could help a lot of us grow. Definitely get down in the comments and let me know, how often do you feel that you have to practice being courageous? Does it just come to you naturally? Are you just a naturally courageous person? Or are you like me? Do you have to practice like a muscle? Let me know. Please put that in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Also subscribe. Put your notification bell on so that way you know exactly when I'm doing a video. I want to do a live one of these days with our Motivational Monday, so that way you guys can chime in. So we'll definitely have to set that up. But I love you guys, and remember, beauty is a state of mind, not body. My mind is stuck on gorgeous. What are you thinking? I want to know. Talk to you soon. Love you guys so much.